Oh, good morning, everybody. Well, no, it's not really morning anymore. It's a pretty poopy day weather-wise. Chilly, rainy. I could take the cold and the chilly, but I would really like some sunshine. Okay, folks, I'm just gonna demonstrate a few things to you here in this introductory video today on exterior glass. Many of you realize, I am sure, from frustration most likely and experience in trying to clean the outside of your glass, as I have on many previous occasions. This glass looks pretty good right now. This is the sunroof. I try to be very careful with these. There have been many reports of glass sunroofs shattering for no reason at all. So we're going to be kind of delicate with this one. I won't be breaking out the buffer on this out of an abundance of caution like I would on the windshield or other stuff. So there you have it. There you have it. But I want to show you guys, if I can pick it up on my camera here, a phenomenon that kind of drives folks crazy, particularly on their windshield, let's say. The glass looks very clean, very shiny. It's been clay barred, thoroughly cleaned and then clay barred. But this is just a damp cloth, and once the glass gets kind of wet, I don't know if y'all picking that up, you get what I call these shadows that show up on the glass. You can see the haziness, the cloudiness there. Those are most likely chemical etchings from various sources, maybe soap that dried that wasn't removed altogether, car wash soap or something of that matter, contaminants from rain, tap water, that sort of thing, that dried on there for whatever the reason, and they were bonded. And then what happens is, they look pretty good when they're dry, but once they get wet, and you can see as this glass is drying, it's starting to clear up some. I'll try this one more time to see if I can pick that up. Stuff drives me crazy. I'm no photographer, you guys, but you could try this at home yourself. Your glass, you think it's clean, clean it as good as you can with your favorite glass cleaner, which is not really a glass cleaner. And then take a damp cloth after it's dry and just rub it over the glass, and you will see those little shadows and rings show up. Sometimes they can be very difficult to remove, particularly if they have etched into the glass. Then most certainly you will probably, in all likelihood, have to buff that glass. And if they're in this glass here, that's just too bad. I am not going to put a buffer on a sunroof. Just not going to do it. I'm just afraid of what might happen. So anyway, I'm going to take a little cost-effective, relatively cheap method of trying to improve this to some degree. Stuff that's pretty readily available to all of you. So I don't know if you guys, if any of this is showing up, but what I'm doing is taking one of my wool 3-inch pads, using it as an applicator for this product here, and I'm going to work it into the glass just on this one little area. See how it works. There you have it. I should put this camera down, shouldn't I? That's all right, folks. That's all right. That's all right. As always, any questions or observations, tips that you might have for me, or you want more information on what I do, send it to me in a comment below or PM me, whatever you decide to do. I'll be happy to get back to you, and thank you in advance for any knowledge that any of you might impart to me as well, and thank y'all for very much. But then Okay, we've got all this residue on there. And what I'm going to do is take this product here, folks, which is simply alcohol. Yeah, you can go to the store and buy all kinds of hot dollar glass cleaner if you so choose. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think you'll find most of the time this works better, faster, more efficiently, and it's way cheaper. What is that? It's rubbing alcohol, folks. It's not even diluted. Many times they advise you to dilute it, and for some applications I do that. But for when I've got a lot of crap like this I really want to clean off, then I use this to clean it off. This is my clean off towel here, which is different. This is our wet towel. Remember we used that a minute ago. I'm going to rub it back over the glass. And folks, I don't know if y'all can pick that up. This is a wet cloth. Remember all those shadows that showed up before? Now they are gone, as best I can tell. The lighting out here today is not that great, but it's still better, I think, than getting it in the garage. This is again, this is just a clean wipe off towel. Just getting the glass relatively dry. And folks, when you're drying your glass, or you're drying your paint, plastic, metal, chrome, whatever, folks, this is not a rubbing contest. I'm just lightly rubbing it, and you will find that these microfiber cloths work better when you do it that way than if you're just really rubbing hard. Not necessary, folks. I got a few little streak in here where I picked up some residue from over to the side there. I'll just rub that off, not a problem. And folks, that glass is pretty clean. It's as clean as this glass is going to get, because like I said, I'm not putting the buffer on here. And what did I use? A product that many of you are familiar with. I think mainly, particularly the ladies. And I order this in bulk, folks. Yep, there it is. Barkeeper's Friend. This is non-abrasive, so they tell me. But the active ingredient in here is excellent for cleaning a lot of things. This is the powdered version. You can get it in a pre-mixed version if you like. But what I did, I just dumped a bunch of it in a bowl, added what kind of water, people? Distilled water. We're trying to remove chemicals from the glass, not add chemicals that will be in your tap water back to the glass. Counterproductive. Use distilled water. I get mine right up the street at Dollar General. It's right about $1 a gallon. And like I said, this is just for an applicator. I just used this little 3-inch wool buffing pad that's mainly meant for when you're compounding or doing a medium polish on your paint. But it's fairly aggressive, which is what I wanted on the glass. You could probably get away with just using a low pile microfiber towel similar to that one or this one. You wouldn't want to use a high pile like that. Too grabby, wouldn't do as good a job. You want something that will actually do a little scrubbing when it comes to glass. Doing glass is altogether different now from doing the paint. Alright, I would not use this stuff on paint, I don't believe. I might use it on some of the chrome, stuff like that, but definitely on the glass. But folks, I'm telling you what, like I say, I don't know if y'all can pick this up. That glass is now very clean. And when I get the whole thing done, I'll follow it up with a alcohol wipe and clean it off. But after that, on this particular vehicle, I will be applying the DPC T2 glass coating. It is actually a titanium coating engineered just for glass. It'll last up to 2 or 3 years. Now, many of you, and it's okay, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, will run to the store, local parts store, wherever, and get some Rain-X and apply that to the glass. Very hydrophobic for about a week or two. And I think most of you will agree with that. Nothing wrong with it. It's good stuff, it's just short-lived. The titanium coating, as opposed to a couple of weeks or maybe a month, maybe a little bit better depending on your environment, you'll get only months out of it, in my opinion. The titanium coating, 2 to 3 years. 2 to 3 years. And they normally recommend you put 2 coats on the windshield for obvious reasons. I've never heard them give any advice on putting it on glass sunroofs, but in all likelihood I'll put 2 coats on here just because it gets so much direct sunlight. I mean, just boom, boom, right straight down on it. And when the rain and stuff comes down, it just impacts it directly. The windshield's at least got a slant to it where stuff is hitting, kind of bouncing up the windshield. This, bam, it stays there. Particularly on these dark vehicles and sunlight, they generate a lot of heat, folks. But anyway, I do appreciate you guys. If you're watching me on YouTube and you want to watch the progress on all of this glass as I move along, you know, hit that subscribe button. They tell me it's there somewhere. Like, share, thumbs up, thumbs down, all that stuff, folks. You know, tag your friends if you think they might be interested in this. I would appreciate that. They claim all that stuff helps my viewership out. Although I'm not trying to get famous or anything. It's just fun to have more people watching. All right, I'm going to sign off for now, but I'll be back here in a little while. Particularly when I get down to the windshield and that kind of stuff, and I'll probably be doing some buffing. I won't start out with that. I'll start out with this technique first to see if it works. If it does, and I don't have to do the buffing, which is much more aggressive, I always start with the least aggressive method and products first and see how that works. Because you can always step up, but you can't step down. You can, but if you've done any damage by going aggressive, you can't, it's hard to reverse it. All right, folks, I do appreciate y'all. Thank you very much.